have a question about the I'm In campaign a little bit.
Okay.
When you guys came up with it, obviously there was the possibility of a player strike. Did the possibility of not being able to use players ever really come into play when you were designing your marketing strategy for something like this, where you knew the majority of it taking place sort of outside of the season?
No, you know, the work stoppage happened way after I'm In, and so, you know, I'm In was planned around something totally different. It was a unique situation where it was interesting. As part of developing this, it happened very fast. It was like a 3-week process. And typically when you develop a campaign like I'm In and you're going to spend millions of dollars on it, it's a month, 2, 4, 6. You know, it's a long deal to develop these things. And we've had a lot of continuity in our branding. It's all, if you really go back, you know, when the team came here in 2002 from Charlotte, I think the branding efforts and the mindset and the mission of the team was really kind of, we're an NBA team. We used to be in Charlotte, now we're in New Orleans. So they took New Orleans off, or Charlotte off, they put New Orleans on, and let's go. And so you saw themes like Party at Our House, and they were kind of, you know, they were things that you could hear at any city across the country. When we went to Oklahoma City for 2 years, it was interesting. It kind of gave us, like many people who lived here before the storm and were coming back, gave us an opportunity to sit back and really pause about what it was that was important and what our priorities were. And as the team came back, we became a New Orleans business that happened to be in the NBA. And that's when we changed to the Florida B, and we changed to the NOLA horn sign, and we tried to integrate, and not, again, in an authentic way, not in a fake way, not in a way that you see, you know, companies in.
Welcome.
Wow, she brought the food. You're up next. Not a market in a way that not you would see like New Orleans style in Duluth, Minnesota or something. This was real authentic. So a lot of that goes back to, you know, if you look at our branding strategy, I'm In was just the next iteration of Passion, Purpose, Pride, of Fan Up. And it was really intended to try and capture the moment. And it was funny, the first couple things that kind of our agency came up with, we just said, that didn't feel right. What are we really trying to say? We're trying to say we're in. We're trying to say that, how about that? How about I'm in? And it seemed so simple, but it worked because of the way it was kind of brought out. So I'm In became, again, a battle cry for the team to say, we're committed to New Orleans. We're all part of something greater. This is more than just basketball. And if you're in for the city, you're in for the team. And if you're in for the team, you're in for the city. And that's how I'm In, I think, struck a chord with people. And I know for you that don't have yard signs, I think we have yard signs here tonight for you to take with you, to put them up. This has all been 100% grassroots. Most of the media you've seen on I'm In has all been donated. Most of the signs and things you've seen have just been us going out and putting them up. It's been a real viral and, you know, kind of hand-on-hand execution of a branding strategy, which has been textbook. So, what kind of pizza did you get?
What were some of the original campaign ideas?
Well, the whole idea was for I'm In. The whole should I share them? Basically, Matt's our senior VP of marketing. The whole idea was about being yes for New Orleans, right? Being up for New Orleans. We're in for New Orleans. How do you articulate that? So there was some ideas about kind of the double meaning of no yes, like yes to New Orleans, N-O. You know, there was some NOLA yes. And it was just about being a positive affirmation of the city we all love. And yet probably the same way where you kind of go, that doesn't make any sense. When you see things on a board graphically done, they look like they're all laid out, you really want to believe them, and you want to look at them, and you go, maybe it'll work, but then you just go, no, it just doesn't feel right. And so that's where we kind of went back, and I'm In came back, and as simple, as crazy as it sounds, it was right. And again, it was done in a 3 or 4 week period. It was done very quickly. It was probably 10% of the time you normally spend on a campaign. So it was a real risk, but it felt right.
Can you tell us a little about what happens if the lockout does persist and we have to miss games?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you, the policy we have for if you're a season ticket holder is actually a pretty good one. Basically, if you have money on account with us and you say, listen, just leave your money on account, then what we do is we basically set aside 15% of that. 10% of it we put back on account in extra credit, which you can use in any way you want in terms of upgrading tickets, buying more tickets for whatever games you want, what have you. The other 5% we donate to the charity of your choice to get people that may need tickets or want tickets or whatever, you get them to games.
That's our money.
That's our money. That's not your money.
Yeah.
That's 15% over and above of what you've already got on. We pay that dividend back to you for your loyalty. If you say, you know what, pay me, just send me my money back for the games that are missed, then we would, when we miss those games, we'll send you back that plus an annual rate of 12%, which is 1%. 1%, which is it's nothing. It's not a lot. So obviously we're advocating you keep your money on account and reap the benefits of it. But the fact of the matter is, no money will be lost. If you have money on account, you're not going to lose anything. Games are lost.
Question.
Sure.
There's a lot of activity around the Dome area about the Champion Square and the redevelopment of the whole mall. From where I sit, 10 Saints games and some college games don't maximize it. 41 Hornets games plus preseason and playoffs, hopefully 2 or 3 rounds a year,
Right.
maybe 4, maximize it. So are the Hornets involved with this Champion Square development?
Right.
How so?
There's no question that the state sees us as an anchor tenant, because just for the point that you said, even if they get Final Four, Super Bowl, and those are one-year events plus 10 Saints games, it's hard to keep that going. We have, as you said, almost 50 games, or 50 nights a year that we would keep that lit up. So we're looking at ways to activate Champion Square. We're looking at ideas of how we might be able to utilize the built-in resources, stages and all that for our Buzz Fest. At the same time, we realize there's some challenges in there as well. Having people walk, having people go the other way. The state is trying to figure out ways for us to participate in that a little bit. But for the most part, that development right now is controlled by the Saints. So there's some challenges for us as well. So all the sponsorship that's sponsored by Verizon, well, our sponsor is AT&T, so it'd be hard for us to go over there and say, all right, BuzzFest, Hornets, and Verizon's that's going to make AT&T mad. So there's some things we have to work through to get there, but ultimately we'd like to be part of that resources. I think the other thing that you're going to see, the Hyatt opening is going to be huge for us. You're going to have, that's going to be a world-class hotel. I mean, I've walked through that development. It's going to be open in a few months. It's going to blow your socks off what they have in there. You've got Walk-Ons, the sports bar that's opening on Loyola and Poydras. There's going to be a lot of activity down that end of the street, and obviously having the 41 or so games of ours there is going to be critical to that whole piece. Anything else? So you don't feel like you have to fill the time. We can.
I did.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to be around for a little bit. We'll be just, I really appreciate you guys. Again, I can't reiterate enough that your participation is so critical to us. We have a saying kind of in our line of work, which is, I'm okay if you love us, I'm okay if you hate us, but just don't be apathetic. There are nights and days where you kind of go back and forth, and we all feel that way. We are frustrated with maybe things that have happened, or we're excited, and that's part of the nature of this. But one of the things we do through events like this is making sure that through connections, that we can't just feel like whatever. We have to feel passionate about what we're doing, and passionate about where this team fits into the community. So, thank you. I'd love to have some of that chicken and pizza.